All right, this is James Gillen. I'm your host. We have an awesome guest here. We have Dean Clifford. And if you don't know who Dean is, you haven't been paying attention. Because he's really shaking up the system and empowering people and getting people to wake up to their sovereignty and the power, their own power within. And I guess I could go on forever about this, but I'd rather just get into the interview. So, Dean, I'm sure you're with us. Welcome to the show.
I'm here.
Yeah. Basically, I saw your last two interviews and on YouTube, the two-part series where you kind of separate the mere effect of who you are, versus statutory law and the statutory law.
Oh,
and then,
yeah. There was three parts to that, actually. I think the third one's out now too, and then there's still a whole other video from Hamilton, Ontario we haven't released yet, where I got this really wicked handlebar mustache. You guys are gonna want to watch that one.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely, will watch it. I got through the first two, and then I didn't quite finish the second one only because our internet went bonkers here, and we're doing the snowpocalypse thing here right now.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Nate said something about. I was hoping to get some pics.
Oh yeah, I'll send it. We have missile trees right through our roof and things like that. So, tree missiles. But I thought it was funny to me. Everybody's going, oh, and I go, well, that's nature. But anyway, we couldn't get. We've had a lot of internet. Hopefully, this Skype will hold up, through this interview. But we've had a lot of internet problems out here because of the high winds and bouncing cables and everything. But anyway, that being said, I'd love to go into that a little bit on kind of letting people understand who we really are versus who the state or the government would like to categorize us.
Better?
No, that's your side of the coin.
Oh, that's my. Oh, yeah. You want me to talk for a while?
Yeah.
Now. Okay. Well. Seeing as how you guys are down in the States, I usually try to tailor things for that a little bit. And actually, those videos that were from Chilliwack, which is just north of you guys there.
Okay.
That's where that was recorded, Chilliwack, BC, there, right north of you guys. So, it's still not complete. I'm gonna be clarifying where I'm going with that when I do the Toronto one coming up on March 10th, actually. But I even told people, like, this is just basic concepts. If you can even understand capacity and that people serve in different capacities and that you've got this title or a trade name out there you can use, and it's not you, it's a boat that you're out there floating around on, then there's no point in going on to the next step of concepts. You guys seem to have picked that up rather well, though. You seem to have the county on the run there, and they don't want to mess with you guys no more, so that's good. Down in the States, it's pretty simple, really. We spoke about that at the beginning when we were talking there privately off camera, and what people don't seem to understand is that the famous quote there, I think that was Benjamin Franklin, when he came out after signing the Constitution there, right? And what kind of a government did you create? And he said, well, a republic if you can keep it. How long did that last? About 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years later, everybody's registering to vote for the democratic government. Well, who the hell is that? That's not what the Constitution created. Yeah. And we just spoke about that a couple of minutes ago. Is it like the deal you got going on there, right? With one-shot deals, right? The Constitution was a one-shot deal. You don't need regulating in government after that. You just need a government that obeys that document. All these other laws and everything. What would government do if they didn't have a body that sat around, thought up 100,000 new laws every year to make new criminals and build new jails? So they got everybody to voluntarily leave the republic, where you don't need to vote for politicians. And you voted in a democracy. You registered to vote with a different form of government. You left the republic. It's the house that no one lives in. So go back to it. Take yourself off the voting registry. Send them a declaration that says, hey, I'm rescinding any assumed or presumed contracts or constructive agreements with the state. I'm going back to the republic. Have a nice life. Leave. Just go back to it, right? That's the difference in capacities. Now, you still have that vessel, that the birth certificate, live birth record vessel, the commercial entity. Use it. You have every right to participate in commerce. Just without the regulation of the state. As long as you obey the Constitution, you're free to do whatever you want. Period.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one because people have just gone ahead and accepted, this other program that was put upon them, and through ignorance and through, I was involved in that, and I'm still pulling myself out of it, but it's such a dense, heavy program. It's been going on for so long. You catch yourself all the time. You go, oh, damn, it's like, I'm over on this side of the fence again. I got to get back where I'm supposed to be, on the Republic side of the fence.
Well, hey, you went to democratically run schools for how many years? And you've been living in that system now for the rest of your life, and you gotta rephrase your mind. People think they can come out to a one-day conference, and then they're like, oh yeah, got it, okay, I'm out.
Yeah,
not the case.
Are you kidding me? Like, oh my God, 99% of these people that watch the videos, and then I get an email from them asking me a question. I'm like, did you not watch the video? And you're already off doing something that makes absolutely no sense. Or like, what do you think about this? And I get sent to a link of some guys doing something completely asinine. They're like, this is a great idea. I'm like, okay, sure, go ahead and do that. I stay away from a lot of the internet stuff. I used to Skype a lot, but I just realized a lot of people out there are just fucking nuts. So I've just been kind of doing my own thing and speaking with everybody I like and doing interviews and stuff like that. But there's every other day someone new is popping up with wonderful advice on how to beat the system, like, I don't know, ignoring absolutely every notice that the courts and the government sends you. Just ignore it altogether, and you don't have, and they have no contract with you. It's like, oh my God, no. So people are going to jail, people are losing their homes, people are trying to just stop paying their mortgages altogether and then start a fight with the banks. They're losing their home. And I'm telling people in the videos, don't do that. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Don't do that. You don't learn about, oh my God, did you hear about this new thing called boxing? And then watch a video of somebody boxing for 2 minutes and go, right, okay, let's go. I'm ready to take on the world champ.
Yeah.
Like, no, you guys are nuts. Come on, what are you doing? Don't be doing stupid things like that. So, that's kind of the point of one of the next ones I'm teaching in Toronto too, and where we're going with all this. What I discussed in the videos in Chilliwack there with I want to show you that the video said that there was a difference between the two names, the all caps names, right? Mm-hmm. So I want people to get that difference in right through their head, so they know, okay, there's this identity and there's this identity. Because the real shocker is going to come when they find out it's the same identity. It's just wherever you decide to contract with, right?
Great, yeah.
If I want to use my title and go open up a McDonald's, then I guess I better obey McDonald's regulations. If I want to open up my own franchise, then I guess I'm going to obey whatever my new franchise rules are. Mm-hmm. It's the same entity, but people have contracted with the state, or they believe they've contracted with the state, or the states believe they've contracted with them, and they wind up in summary convictions. Is it called the same thing down in the U.S. there, summary convictions?
Summary judgment, I think.
Summary judgment, the same thing, okay? Yeah. And also, you don't want summary judgment. In summary judgment, it's already agreed that you have a contract with the state, or that you are there in a certain capacity. That's a terrible thing. Mm-hmm. The court operates on presumptions at that point, right? It's presumed that, and jurisdiction is presumed. And that's why they created summary judgment, summary conviction. There's a whole story of why they did that in the United States to get around the Bill of Rights and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Well, let's just create something called summary conviction, right? And it's all complete horseshit. And if people were to go in there and like you guys have done it, just challenge even just the most simple of concepts, their entire case falls apart. And you guys witnessed that, eh? So persevere. Don't get into stupidity. Just persevere and ask simple questions, but be very consistent with it. That's all you did, Nate. You went in there. Nothing you did was difficult, was it? Well, simple concepts, weren't they?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, oh man. The first time I went in there, I was talking about just one concept, for 20 minutes.
Yeah. And they couldn't answer it, could they?
And I may have allowed them to rope me into focusing on that too much. Anyway, it's a learning process. It's so many people all over the world don't want to be involved and don't want to be, told what to do, all these crazy statutes. But they may not even realize that they have another option. So many people just assume that, I'm a party to this government, and the government, whether I like it or not, they have control to tell me what to do, all this stuff, Mm-hmm. and realize, voting is kind of a sham, but fuck, I might as well get out there and try and vote for the one dude that's the lesser of
two evils.
What do you have to say to people that don't realize that there's another option, basically?
It's an evil of two lessers.
Because maybe not everybody that's listening to the show here is super well aware of like the concepts of the free man movement or sovereignty, or
the whole voting system is a scam to get you involved in that system. Oh man, I'm going to go and vote to change things. Oh man, we got to get Obama in. Oh man, we got to get Obama out. Oh man, now we got to get this guy out. Oh man, that guy turned out to be terrible too. Now we got to get that guy out. Oh man, I'm going to register to make sure that guy gets voted out. Well, that's what gets you into the system. We don't have to vote people out or in, because the people that are in are supposed to obey one law and one law only, the Constitution. Otherwise, it's not the proper constitutional government, period. They can't pass laws that violate that. You don't give a shit what laws they pass. You shouldn't care about who's even in office as long as they're doing. Stop voting. Plus, I'm real big on that. I always tell people to not vote in Canada. That's my catchphrase is stop voting. You're only encouraging them.
Yeah.
we don't need these people. And not only that, I mean, if less than 50% of the people stop caring about this stuff anymore, because it's nonsense, what kind of a mandate do these people now have? They have no mandate. They're not even a legitimate government, even by their standards anymore. Does that mean we don't have laws anymore? No.
Yeah.
We still there's plenty of laws without government. In fact, we'd be better off without these people. I think that's even a joke there. One of the videos I posted there about with Nigel Farage there, where he's bashing the EU president and stuff like that, talking about Belgium, where it's not even a real country because they haven't had a government in 2 years. They haven't had a government in 2 years. What, has Belgium fallen apart? Are they just, they don't exist anymore? They're on the map, there's just a black hole there of lawlessness? No, in fact, apparently the country's doing quite well. Better without the government. I don't even know if they have one still.
I've got a question. They passed this NDA 1867, I think it is. But the one that takes away all your rights whatsoever. They can arrest you anytime, anywhere. The military, actually.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah, and throw you in Guantanamo indefinitely with no trial, nothing. And everybody was freaking out about that. And I go, well, right out the gate, that law is null and void. It's total contrary to the Constitution. Why are you agreeing to it? I'm not agreeing to it. And but they do have the guns and the program.
If you are a 14th Amendment citizen, you are a registered voter, and you go right along with the American government that you vote for, that's actually a registered corporation in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Then you are going to Guantanamo if they feel like sending you there. There's no better time in the world for people to leave the democratic government of the United States and go back to the constitutional republic and send them a notice that they're doing that. Stop cooperating.
Yeah. And there was something I think it was in the most recent video where you were discussing this about the concept that, look, they do have the right to pass a law that is unconstitutional.
Yep.
They can do that, but it doesn't mean that once they've passed it, that law isn't void if you recognize that.
Yeah, it's null and void from the beginning. It's like what they've done in Canada here is that we've got something called the Bill of Rights that was passed in the 1960s by the Diefenbaker government. And it actually says right in there, no law should be constructed or construed so as to abridge or abrogate one of your rights or whatever, or abridge you of one of your rights. So there actually used to be a law in Canada that said that you can't even construe a law or construct one. That violates one of somebody's human rights or rights as a citizen. So what it is years later, I think that was in the early 60s, in 64, 65, I think they just reincorporated a whole new government that is not the government that even passed that Bill of Rights at all. And then going up into the early 70s, they just they passed something else where they didn't even have to receive royal assent on any of their legislation anymore, because they couldn't get royal assent on legislation that violated the Charter of or the BNA Act, Charter Rights and they came out in 1982. So they just basically they they just started writing